All right, what's going on? This is Kuttin Loose Podcast, man. Welcome. We're going to have a great time today. Oh, man, we got one of our brothers in the building. He's our brother. You know, to me, he's already a legend, but he definitely coming, rocking stages all over, man. Out of town, over town, in town, side town. He everywhere, man. He do stand up everywhere. So we're going to have a great time today. I don't know if y'all saw his podcast. He's the co-host of 40 Boys podcast that's blowing up right now.
Shout out to Hooch.
We definitely affiliated with them. We connected like brothers, so we doing this thing, man. And we also got the co-hosts. We got Case Hand back.
Hey, we're back.
He back in the building. Everybody thought he was fired, but he's here.
Last week, I just had to fight off Nick Tiggs.
Tigges.
Okay. That's cool.
I didn't mean to be that guy. I don't like when people mispronounce people's names.
Well, we know.
Thanks, Maverick. Anyways, Jeffrey.
We can't lose.
And that's why I'm going to let him say his own name. Go ahead.
My name is Marek Chereneth, but y'all knew that. I'm the co-host of the Kuttin Loose Podcast with the amazing Sir
right
Jeffrey. That's right. You are listening to it. Mr. Case Hand is back in the building.
I am back.
Come on.
I didn't think he was going to be here, to be honest.
Me neither.
I tried to call out. But they wouldn't let me.
Man, you can't hit and run, brother.
At all.
He hit me
He
first.
looks like a hit and runner.
His voice got high too. He hit me first.
That boy ready to tell.
Bro.
That boy ready to tell right now.
Man.
That boy transitioned mid-sentence.
That estrogen shot kicked in. He's like, there it is. Let's go, baby.
All right, before we get started and crazy, we want to shout out to our sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by True Products, thetrueproducts.com. Go to thetrueproducts.com. Which one I'm looking at? This one? Okay. This one right here. Thetrueproducts.com. Go to
TrueProducts.com.
TrueProducts.com. Use promo code CuttinLoose1.
And how do you spell that, Jeffrey?
Off. Brother, you on the look, man.
KUTTINLOOSE1.
Cut his mic off, man.
For 10% off.
If they don't know that by now, then I'm just done, bro.
Well, just in case.
They know.
Okay, all right.
There could be some audio listeners.
Tell them again, Case.
KUTTINLOOSE1.
Get 10% off your purchase, man. Go ahead and support because you're gonna support this podcast and keep us going. You see, we in another atmosphere. You know, we doing things over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't that right?
Here.
Hey, this is a nice little spot right here, man. It's giving me real like Goodfellas vibes. I like it.
Okay. All right, let's go. All right, we finna get started, man. We were talking a lot, man, because we like brothers. You know, we sit around and talk, and we all comedians.
Some of us are like gay stepbrothers.
Just one of them is like that.
I didn't say
So I want to ask the first question.
I pointed too. They say you should point. I pointed. Go right over there.
You went the way Disney does, just with two fingers.
I sure did, right here. There you go. Let them know where it's coming from. We were discussing a lot, man. One of the things was interesting. I didn't know my brother Carlos was so informative about the cell phone community. I'm learning a lot. Now I have T-Mobile. What you have?
AT&T.
And what you have?
You look like an AT&T type.
What do you have, Carlos?
Racist. T-Mobile.
You T-Mobile.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why you look at me. I got Metro PCS, which is owned by T-Mobile. Okay, shout out Metro. Don't sleep on them.
Okay.
Gets a shout out counter going.
The shout out counter is crazy.
Now I don't know if y'all remember back in the day when they used to do the minute thing. You know, 7 o'clock,
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Then it went to 7.
Who was 9 o'clock?
All of them.
All over.
It started with 9 o'clock first.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And then they do the 7, but free on the weekends, right? Or
I think you're right. It might have been free on the weekends.
Free on the weekends?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Vaguely.
There used to be so many catches, man. Like, how they got away with all that was crazy. But T-Mobile was the first one to kind of start breaking that up. Do y'all remember when you used to go to certain areas, they would charge you for roaming?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For roaming, man. Yeah. You down the street, like, oh, you roaming.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. They used to have them in those little trademarks. It would say like roaming and data rates apply.
Yeah.
Roaming still exists. So like
real.
In the lower 48, it's not roaming. But if you go to like Alaska or Hawaii, you have to like it's considered roaming because it's not in the main 48.
Yeah, but
So you know why I'm doing this too, right? Because we want a Verizon or a T-Mobile sponsorship.
Come on.
Let them know how informative we are about this cell phone business. You know what I'm saying? We got
y'all got to start somewhere. Probably Obama phone.
Come on.
Probably Obama phone. Get y'all right now.
Definitely.
I know what I'm saying.
You're going to come straight to
Could you
Obama?
imagine an Obama call? You're like, you are getting a call?
No, he talking about
get
the
a free-
Obama phone, brother.
The government program. He don't.
I thought you said Obama phone. I'm like, that's Am I showing my age?
No, brother, it was Obama phones when Obama
I knew there was
in-
Obamacare.
It's a code word for government phones. So them people that stand under tents out in random parking lots, if you got government assistance,
I didn't
you
know they were called
qualify
Obama phones.
for a prepaid phone or tablet. They're doing tablets now too.
Look at his face.
The privilege is showing. He's like,
Talk about Obama calling.
He's like a tent. You need fireworks? They said,
You mean like back in the Boy Scout days? What you mean?
Yeah, so that's where I would start, But then, but Metro's come a long way, man. You used to cut off with Metro. You get to like Macon.
Oh, I remember.
Man.
You get to Macon, Warner Robins, anywhere outside Atlanta,
Yep.
forget about it. You're not gonna
Cricket
get no
is
service.
owned by AT&T, right?
They use AT&T towers, yeah.
Oh, they use AT&T.
Damn right.
towers.
Yeah, AT&T has their own prepaid thing in Walmart.
Dang, AT&T.
Yeah, I got kicked out of a Walmart recently.
So here I am thinking that T-Mobile is the biggest, and you telling me something totally different.
Yeah, no, it's like Verizon, AT&T, and then Sprint and T-Mobile merged recently in the last few years.
To just T-Mobile?
Yeah, T-Mobile's
Okay.
the primary there, yep.
I feel like Sprint has more notoriety than T-Mobile. What?
Nah, the technology, the towers, the office fronts, T-Mobile's, yeah.
Yeah,
The size
T-Mobile
is bigger too, right? T-Mobile has a larger customer base. I
Yeah,
wanna
they
say.
were ahead, so
Yeah.
it made sense for them to just join and try to compete with those other two.
But still, they Sprint is gone. Like, there's no more Sprint.
Yeah, they're phasing out.
All okay.
Yep.
Rest in peace, Sprint. Shout out
Metro,
Sprint.
a lot of people thought when Metro got bought out, they were going to get phased out. But I used to be a district manager there, and man, I was over all the 13 corporate Metro stores. The main one was Terra Boulevard in Jonesboro.
They will put it in Jonesboro.
That was the main
Shout
one
out
I was.
Jonesboro.
But then when I went to the franchises, man, there's a lot of Indian franchise owners, boy. They be having the Metro stock of accessories, and then they have all this from China.
That's hilarious.
They be selling $5, them $3 phone cases, the bling and all for like $35.
Oh yeah.
I remember when
upcharge is
Metro
crazy.
first. I remember when Metro first came out. Though. They was like, you only could talk in Atlanta. You couldn't go nowhere else. You remember when they first
Oh,
came?
bro, I couldn't get out the perimeter. You had to stay within Atlanta proper. That was the
Is that
only
why
place it
it's
worked.
like called the perimeter because of?
Not that I'm aware of, but I believe they call it Metro PCS because it works in metropolitan areas. It's not meant for rural service.
Yeah.
And now it's all over.
Now it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Now it's everywhere.
When they got bought out, then the owner that I was with, he started opening stores in different states.
Yeah.
That was never an opportunity before.
I remember traveling from Georgia to another state and thinking to myself, wait, do they have Metro in Tennessee or whatever? Because am I going to have service when I go to Knoxville or you know what I mean?
Yep.
So you had
just
Metro a long time.
Since 2009, 10? In high school, basically. Now I'm showing my age.
$20 a month.
Shout out millennials.
You paying $20 a month?
I paid $30 a month for me and $30 for my mom, so I pay $60 for
I'm
two
switching
people.
over, brother. I don't care what nobody say, man. Judge me. I don't care.
I'm telling y'all, man, Metro's where it's at. And they carry. There was a time when they didn't carry iPhones, bro.
Yeah.
There was a time where they only carried Android devices.
So that's hilarious because they had smartphones. That was all it was called, right? It was just smartphone. Then the iPhone came, but the BlackBerry was the #1 sold phone ever before the iPhone came out. It had a T9 QWERTY keyboard, which is basically before every phone was like a brick, and you had to hit each number like 3 times to get to A, B, C, and
Yeah.
They came out with an actual keyboard, so that's what made them really popular. Do y'all remember the Sidekick?
Of course.
You couldn't
Come
tell me
on
nothing
now.
with that sidekick.
Come on now.
That screen flip. And
Oh,
Was that the one you like slide down?
No, I just
No.
said the screen flip, and then it had a keyboard underneath, and then you
Well,
flip
Case
it back.
is so lost.
I believe my cousin had
You
it
mean
set.
to slide down?
He says, Nana never got a cell phone.
Hey, it was Mama. All of your assumptions are correct. Yes.
Nana always got us a Nokia. It's a Nokia.
She had a brick, I think, for a phone. And
I know
Case
Kia
sitting up
last.
there looking with his mouth open.
Right.
Slide? Wow.
A phone with a keyboard?
It's a cartoon.
What's a keyboard?
No Kia. Is that like when your Kia gets stolen?
Yeah.
Case is in the house.
What do you mean you have no car? I don't.
You know what?
Kia, I don't know what that is.
We're gonna have to do like a segment for like white privilege.
I was trying to tell you, brother.
Correct, no Kia. I have an Ultima.
Right.
All right, you know when Case say something stupid, we go to a commercial break. So go to champ.com, the number one boxer, champ.com.
Is it
You can put
champ.com?
in- See, he says
We're
true
making-
product.
We're paying our bills now. Let us talk.
Paying the bills, brother. You don't know that about that, do you? Huh?
What has Nana told you about paying back?
The only girl he knows is Billie Eilish.
She's like, I don't know. The envelopes come and they go out.
Right.
That's what I thought bills were.
He get taken care of, don't he? Look at
Champ Boxers, Kuttin Loose, KUTTIN LOOSE 1 for 25% off all purchases.
Okay,
That's right.
remember that. That's right.
25 off.
25% off, man.
That's a quarter. That's a George Washington off.
Yeah, that's good, man. We got the one and only Mr. Carlos in the building. He will be.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't.
What?
He says to George Washington, is George Washington on the quarter?
I'm pretty sure. Is it? He's not, is he?
You said George Washington or Jefferson?
I think say Washington.
George Jefferson from the Jeffersons?
Yep.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I
No.
said.
Yeah, okay, back to you, Jeffrey.
Didn't we mention we got another sponsor on the way, man? Visa! I'm just playing.
We can edit this out.
Joke. It's a
Oh,
joke.
man.
It was a joke. Yeah. All right, we got our brother here, man, Mr. Carlos. Again, we always have fun. We like family when Carlos is in the building.
You know it.
Carlos been rocking stages all over, man. I mean, he got an interesting story. I like the fact that he don't hide his story. He get on the Instagram, he tells things, and he ain't worried about just being funny, which he's hilarious. But he's not worried about that. He giving life advice and things like that. You can learn a lot from a guy like him. Carlos, I don't want to do the regular interview and you know the normal thing and say, hey, what made you start comedy? But
Yeah.
when did you find out, hey man, let me try this thing. Let me try this thing because everybody keep telling me how funny I am, and let me just try it one time. When did you start it?
Yeah. That was last year, man. And I did an interview with our immigrant producer here, Christian.
Probably.
I was trying to help him avoid deportation. But yeah, man, it was literally a year ago. It's like a cool story, but it's just, I don't know, but it's also boring. It's literally just doing it, and that's kind of what I think you're talking about on social media. I have really sporadic thoughts, and it's always gotten me in trouble throughout my life, with family and people just like. Have you ever seen those movies where like somebody's like gun ho on doing something, and over time, family, friends, they kind of just like fall off. They're like, man, this guy's just crazy.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works out at the end, sometimes it doesn't, right? And I think that's what life is. When I'm, God willing, knock on wood, 80-something years old or 90 years old, and because I know my daughter's threatened me multiple times to put me in a retirement home, and I'm looking out that window. I want to be able to just sit there and sit in my thoughts and flashbacks about I tried.
Yeah.
Whether it went well or not. But the last thing I want to do is be that old dude in that corner crying tears of regret. Like, man, what would have happened if I would have tried to do that or did this or did that? not only for myself, but for my whole thing is for generational wealth, man. I'm trying to be the first in my lineage to create you're probably sixth generation. I don't know. Ask Nana when you get home.
Nana's crazy.
They're both dead.
Ask Nana. That's gonna be the thing. Ask Nana again.
Hey, Nana, what's a
You
Nokia?
He couldn't even say that.
But that's powerful, though. Yeah. Back to what you were saying.
But that's what it is. And for me, I had kids early, man. I was a dad at 19, 20 years old, so my perspective changed. I moved out at 15, and I was making $500 a week doing construction. And I thought I was the man, right? I was like, man, look at all this money or whatever. And then you realize responsibility. It's the middle of winter, and I'm at the bus stop. And a throwback Clippers jersey, like a one-of-one color. It was an orange and blue color, right?
Do you still have it?
No, I don't. I wouldn't fit it if I did. And
you can tell.
He's trying to slide it. He's trying to slide it in there.
I was waiting for it.
Yeah. Come on, keep
Get
going.
it out.
Let them cook.
let them boil.
Come on.
Let them boil.
Come on.
Let 'em boil.
And that's when I realized, like, man, something's missing here. I should have bought a jacket. Like, I'm freezing right now.
Right.
Like, and then you start putting like, oh shit, I need underwear, I need soap, I need deodorant, and then you start growing up. And then I eventually bought my little '96 Toyota Camry, and you couldn't tell me anything. Man, I was driving wherever, just go check the mail, man. Where my keys at? Like, just drive right down the driveway to check the mail.
Yeah.
And then having kids, man. Then it was like, it's about them. So, I've tried multiple businesses over the years, man. I done sold cars, barber supply business, and they all just end up, not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And it costs me a lot because people believe in you, and then they feel like, damn, now our life has to change. We have to move, because we can't afford this no more. We can't afford a lifestyle. So I feel like for me, I'm taking this really personal and really giving it my all, because I feel like it's the last one for me, for my family, my kids, to be like, we'll believe in you one more time, before you're just like, man, you have to settle and just get a job or something, and stop being a crazy
Now,
person.
do you go through the phase of your family really not laughing at your material? Like, do your kids think you funny, man?
Yeah, they won't admit it. Like,
Yeah, they don't laugh, but I can see it in their eyes.
Yeah.
They're like, Daddy,
that question
you
hurt.
feed us.
They're more concerned about like having a roof over their head. Like, man, y'all boring as hell.
Education.
Yeah, like,
They're like, Dad, I'm hungry. He's like, do you know who else gets hungry? Midgets.
trying to fit real.
They're trying out jokes on the way to the drive-through. Just hey, kids.
Georgia Power. What y'all want? Oh, okay. Yeah, an extension. You know who else has an extension?
Who that one person in the family?
My ex-girlfriend.
Who that one person in the family to say, hey, man, you funny. You need to pursue.
My older brother, man. My older brother, yeah. He's an entertainer. He's in music. So he's a music producer, DJ, really successful.
Okay.
Actor. He wrote 12 movie scripts.
Wow.
He did some time, so he did like 12 years, on vacation. So and then he would always tell me, man, he was like, hey man, if I'm doing this all in here and you out there, like, what's your excuse? And I would always stick to me, but I still never did it. I was like, nah, I never saw comedy as a career, man. I just thought it was just better to do this like conversation, like just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
Just try to get girls, just, whatever, try to be cool. And over this last year, I've really been hitting me like, dude, hey man, people actually are saying you're funny. Because, you don't really see it yourself, man. You write the jokes and you're like, I think it's funny, but you don't know if it's that funny or what.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you see other people, like I'll see some of you guys or whatever and be like, damn, how do you think of that?
Yeah.
And then, but you gotta remember, someone's gonna like you, man. Comedy, I'm realizing, is all about creating a fan base.
That's right.
Yeah.
So every room you go to, if there's 100 people in there and 10 every time follow you or with you, you're building a fan base. And eventually when you announce a tour or a big show, those 10 each shows you collected are going to be the ones that come. Not everybody that was there, but you've collected. So I just have
cut
to
out your.
That's it.
Yeah.
Whoever's fucks with me, they're going to come. They're focus on those people. And I'm just learning that, man. I set up a YouTube page, and I posted a video of my laughing skull when I was trying new material. And the first day, first person, this ain't it. I turned off the comments. I was like a little Instagram. First thing I did a voiceover video over this bear scaring this mom and son at a park or whatever, and I'm doing like the vocals, like Tony Baker type of the animal, and somebody was like, "Yeah, man, I hope you got a job." You know, but that time I got into a back and forth with that person, and I'm just like, what am I doing?
It's his burner account. Yeah, it's his, and that's the thing too.
Not Case at 22.
Carlos #1 hater.
Definitely not Case hand.
Yeah.
No, that comes with the territory, man. Because
Yeah.
you're putting yourself out there, you're creating things. So
That's
of course
crazy.
you're gonna have people in your comments talking all kinds of stuff.
It's crazy, man. I'm like, why take the time out of your day? Like, I'm not taking the time out of my day to like, or not to like, but to hate on something.
Because you got things to do. You got.
But yeah, that's it. Yeah, negativity travels faster though.
Oh yeah. But I look at it like it's all publicity. Like,
That's
say what
true.
you want to say. You know what I mean? I might respond. You know, you can't take it too personal because
At all.
everybody have their opinions.
Right,
You know,
right.
and like what you said, everybody have their audience. It's like some people that come and look at this podcast, just like I post 1 hour clips on TikTok. With the Bill Cosby thing, right? And he was like, "Yeah, what did Bill Cosby teach you?" And a guy commented and somebody said, "Yeah, that last joke wasn't funny." And I was like, "Bro, it wasn't even like."
See, when people comment like hate comments, I'm like, you hate it so much, you took time out of your day.
Yeah.
You could have just swiped away, and be like, don't want to see that again.
Right.
Then they ain't have to say anything.
Yeah.
But you know, I was petty, so I responded. I said, "What you do again?" I did, bro.
We got loose.
What you do again, bro?
If he worked like for a corporate company, like selling cars or something like that, or insurance or something, like, yeah, I didn't like the product too much. His response, N-word, what the hell?
Official statement.
It's tripping.
But it's fun to me, you know what I mean? Like I look at comments like that and say, man, I ain't gonna worry about it.
Yeah.
I guess because of, my upbringing or whatever, I had it rough, So when I look at things like that, I just keep it going,
No,
brother.
for sure. And it's all a reaction, man. You want it, whether it's good or bad. You want a reaction. You don't want to be that mid comic where it's like people are just like, no, he was there.
They don't even know if you're there.
Yeah, they don't remember a joke. They don't remember you in the lineup, what you look like. It was like, oh yeah, I think you want.
He
they didn't
definitely
like it.
said things.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want to be like a Will Palomino, type.
We love you, Will. Shout out, Will.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you my.
Well, I didn't have anything to do with this, man.
He thinks I didn't know. I'm gonna tell you my favorite Will Palomino joke, right? Well, that's a lie. He don't have one, but I'm gonna tell you my favorite Will Palomino line.
Welcome to this segment called "We're Gonna Edit This Out."
When he starts bombing, right? He used to lash out at the crowd, right? And we tell him,
No, he still does.
Okay. We told him to kind of stop that. Now
Case,
this
Case,
is his.
he don't like you, so stop, brother.
Yeah.
Go.
He now what he does is when the crowd's not, he's like, oh, y'all don't think that's funny? I don't need to be here. I did the Keenan Presents. That is my favorite thing. Like, I wait for it. I'm like, oh, come on, baby, drop that line.
I love that. I love it.
And everybody's just like, what? You did what?
Bro, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, I tell Will too. I said, Will, any publicity is good publicity. They call your name. Like one night, it was Will night at I think it was Tin Roof. Everybody that came up was talking about Will.
Oh, I remember.
And so Will was like,
Mareg had the greatest joke of all of them. It was like, it's hard. It's like, Will, you can't talk shit when your teeth don't disconnect.
I probably did.
That was a rough night.
everybody,
that's
it was
when,
a rough night.
Somebody started it, and then
Yeah,
everybody
'cause it
kept
just
it
kept
going.
going.
Everybody just
We
kept
do that
going.
with Kenny and Will.
That's what it was.
See, Kenny
him
don't-
and Kenny were beefing.
Yeah.
Was it them
Yeah,
two
it
or
was-
something?
No, it was
Yeah.
Marcus.
Was it
Marcus.
him?
Marcus.
Marcus.
Marcus McLean. Shout out Marcus.
Shout out Marcus. That's
He's
my brother
another
right there.
comedian, great comedian, man.
Yeah,
Shout
Marcus.
out to Marcus, man.
Yep.
But they was beefing, they were going back and forth, and people think the comedy beef just started with Cat Williams and all of these other.
Right.
No, man. we in these circles, so it's already starting. But it's love though, you know.
Yeah.
Now what Cat Williams them doing, I think they serious. I think they'll fight each other. If they actually. But we just all funny games. Just like Will and Case was about to get into it one night. You know?
Yeah.
His face was red. He came to me just like a white boy do, complaining about.
Bro, what?
He came. He said, "I'm telling you, I'm getting rid of him." I'm like, "What the world?"
Didn't even say to get rid of him.
Let me tell you what, because I was there. This was that time.
Can I tell my side of the story?
For sure. Yeah, you tell whatever you want to tell. I'm going to say the truth. First of all, you can always tell white people mad because like a little bit of that racist comes out.
I did have a little bit of southern accent coming out. I'm not gonna lie about that one.
You get a white person riled up with the word brother.
Yeah,
That brother just hits different. When he told Jeff, "Listen, brother, it's him or me, brother."
Did not even say that. Didn't even make that noise.
Hogan came out.
What you gonna do when the case maniacs come after you, brother?
Yo, now we gotta clip Case and as Hulk Hogan with
Next week, I'll have Hulkamania stuff.
And then he started asking the crowd there, like, "Do y'all think I'm wrong? Do y'all think I'm wrong? Come on, brother."
Boy, that is hilarious.
That's a loose retelling of what happened.
I remember that.
It sounds very believable.
So they want to say, but they brother.
That's their way to say it. I'm telling you.
Right now, I love my brother with attitude. Now.
So that was based on a true story. Here is so what happened was Will, our social media intern, shout out Will 6, but
He does that everywhere.
That's
There's a video of him complaining at Target about a refund.
he complained about everything.
Is this shit right? Why does he keep bringing the crowd in at random places with the shows?
Dynamic El Dorado is behind me. They're like,
Right, you need a crowd, I guess.
yeah.
He was 1 second away from ripping his shirt.
I already hit the leg drop on the cashier.
We're getting a manager. Just calm down.
That's how you know he was made for this. He was born to perform. Just
Yeah.
whether it's a complaint or new bid, he's just always.
Always doing it. Anyways, so what happened was we were at a mic.
You still want to get his story?
No, yeah, dude.
He wants to clear his name.
Go ahead.
Clearing my name.
Clear
So
it
we were at a mic, literally right up the street from where we record. Dynamic El Dorado. We love it there. It's a great mic always.
Shout out Dynamic.
Yep.
7.
What's the owner? Miguel.
Miguel,
Yeah,
shout out
shout out to
Miguel.
Miguel.
Oh, yeah.
And so, anyways, we were there, and there were some people going up. And Will Palomino, our social media intern, I already shouted him out earlier, so I ain't gonna do it again.
Yeah.
But he started talking during people's sets, not like heckling, but he was talking to like people very loudly. I was like, hey, just be quiet, just be respectful of others.
That's his impression of him at the movie theaters.
That's hilarious.
He did the same thing.
And so,
One more
anyway,
joke, Carlos.
He has one more.
As soon as he sees y'all walk in, he's like, "Here we go, honey."
Right. Here they come.
Here they Is it just him? That's how he pulls.
so anyways,
He ends up being the loudest one. Yeah.
that comedian gets off. Another comedian comes up. He's loud again. And I'm just like, from across the room, I'm like, shh.
Right.
And,
Only works when I do it.
yeah, I was going to say that. So anyways, I was like, hey, man, keep it down. He's quiet. Next comedian comes up. He just is loud again. So I just walked outside. And when he came out, Carlos is there. You're talking to one of our friends, Caesar and Hooch.
Yep. Shout out to those guys. They
Shout
were
out.
9
Shout
and
out,
10. And yeah, pretty much Will walks outside, and I'm like, hey, Will. Hey, brother. Word of advice. When someone's up on stage, you need to shut the up.
Respectfully.
Yeah, I said that as about respectful as possible. And then he was like,
That ain't
oh,
respectful, my brother.
This is what he's leaving out. His hands. What were his hands
I was
doing?
getting there because I didn't start with the
Okay,
hands.
go ahead.
And so then he was like, oh, man, I don't need to hear this. It was like, oh, I don't listen to homosexuals.
Yeah.
I know that's an ongoing joke. I'm gay. I'm not. But
What are y'all saying? Come on, Kuttin Loose Podcast fans. What are y'all
I know
doing?
that. And so then, no, but after he said that, that's when I was like, oh, that's a good one, Will. Are you going to add that to your all set up, no punchline routine? And then at that point, he's like,
struck a nerve.
yeah, I can tilt it. And so,
We know.
yeah, okay. And
The other way.
oh, the other way?
Stop acting like you don't know.
Oh, this way.
He's like, what?
Okay,
I don't know what to do with this.
No, you did this.
Up
I
and
thought,
down. How do I do it?
am I doing it right?
Can you show me?
Am I doing it? I
Can we talk
don't
after hours? Over dinner? You just say, no.
Let's not get.
It's just going to be like, meet me in my office.
Let's not get too gay, because you know this man. All right, go ahead.
You guys might get too excited. He's
So
like,
that's
what are we doing?
Well, when I said, after he said, I don't take advice from homosexuals, that's when I started clapping. Because I was like, that's disrespecting me.
He clapped in his face. So now he's talking and doing like one of these, and
Oh,
Will's
yeah.
face.
There was Will.
You need to shut the fuck up, and you're
Yeah.
not funny. Nobody thinks you're funny, blah, whatever.
Yeah.
Something
So
like
Yeah.
that's where you're kind of drawing an angry reaction from somebody else. Because once you start clapping at somebody, you don't know how they're going to act. You know what I mean?
So, anyways, this past Friday, actually, Will started talking during who was it set, and I was like, hey man, just keep it down. And he goes, dude, I got 2 guns on me. I will fucking shoot you.
Will said that?
Yeah, like I was like, damn.
Allegedly. Allegedly. We don't.
Man, calm down, you tell him everything. Yeah, he had dope too. I saw it. I saw he had dope.
No, that was Marek. Anyways,
welcome to a case of sniffing on everybody. Yeah.
Officers, come on. Are you not going to arrest them? You're not going to arrest them? What do y'all think?
Do you know who my father is?
Do I got to call Nana? What you going to do, officer?
Right. All right. So
No, but they
drugs
made
or
it.
weapons.
Long story short,
he
they
did not
made-
threaten me. That was just, but
Yeah.
he did say like, man,
But didn't they
do it.
smooth it over some cookies and ice cream or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, we held hands, something like
Yeah,
that.
I
Oh,
got
yeah,
to the cookie
that
shop.
was what's the name of the place across Tin Roof?
Oh,
No, not
No, that's
not
Sublime.
This
We went to
Sublime.
Shout out to Sublime.
Insomnia. Oh yeah, both of
11,
them.
12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good-
so
good
they made up. They,
Yeah.
you know, they squashed it and they cool now. I think.
I
you
think
know.
he keeps tagging me in his stories, so I think we're cool.
No, the Will cool. He a little racist, but he cool. He admitted though. He said, "Yeah, man." Because when I first had you on the show, and he came to me, he said, "Yeah, man, the show was cool, man, but you had a white boy on there." I said, "What the?"
A lot of people ask that. A lot of people. I see it in the comments.
I mean, a lot of people do ask, but
It's all Carlos. It's just 3 emails. Just like,
and Will,
Not Carlos 99. That guy's funny.
and Will, like
"You have to have the
even
white."
even you and Nick interview, Will was like, "Man, you know that was a good interview." But you had a white boy. I said, you dislike Case, do you, man? I said, cause Nick white too. He said, yeah, but
He's the guest. It's different.
he don't matter.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
So he's ableist too, is what I.
Will is not racist, man. We just picking on him.
Yeah, he's good people. I will say he got to stop wearing them sunglasses indoors. That's one. That's
at
one way to
night.
stop being made fun of. And at night, yeah. This man,
And Will okay.
this man lives life on low brightness. That's what he does.
Will is a real producer now. He done graduated from the intern.
Okay.
You see, he wanted to put the intern on it.
I didn't know he graduated.
No, he
from
graduated
intern.
from intern.
Okay.
Congratulations, Will.
He's really
Shout out,
really doing his thing, man. He running our social media accounts. Everybody see it and responding. Shout out to Rodney Perry. He responding and liking it and things like that. So yeah, we moving up. We moving up. But
I got a
back
question.
to
Never mind. No, you got it. You got it.
No,
Never
you
mind.
go-
No,
go
mine
right
was
ahead. Go
stupid. Stupid
no,
question.
No, go ahead.
No,
Go
rock,
ahead.
paper, scissors for it?
No, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead, bro. You got it.
What you got?
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh no, don't forget now. Go right ahead.
Can I get a question, audience?
Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna need you to do it for me,
Carlos, you're the guest here, so
Yeah.
let's turn the attention back on you.
What you got?
He was gonna ask his
Yeah.
question.
I just
Case
forgot
wants
it.
to ask you a question,
Oh.
but he's taking a really long time to get there. What does that make you feel like? You know, Case, have you thought of it?
It's racism. More racism.
Case, have you thought of the
I
question?
bet you when Nick Tiggis was on here, he had a bunch of
Oh
questions.
man, he was
I was
like-
very inquisitive.
he
I
was
bet.
going in, looking right at him in the eyes.
In his eyes?
Yeah, he was so autism. Would you?
What's autism?
Autism is crazy.
Autism.
Autism, that's when you love to
Nick
talk,
was
I
like-
think.
Nick was like,
Yeah, so
Shout out to Nick, man. He doing his thing. 5 million views on one of his stand-up clips. He's killing the game, man. Nick is killing it. He's taking over, man. So shout out to you, my brother.
No, for real. He's my favorite comedian with those tight shirts. He has.
Of all the comedians that have autism and wearing tight shirts,
Nick is the one.
Oh yeah. He's my go-to for that.
No, 100%. He might be sponsored by True Classic now.
Look, the man had surgery and got out and just started destroying the stage, brother.
He sure did.
That's how long he was out for, like, what, 3 months?
It wasn't that long.
It was maybe like a month.
Maybe like a month. Yeah. It was about.
It was a month
because I started when he got hip surgery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, and he's a beast, man. So he really been doing his thing. So shout out to Nick.
Yeah,
he's killing it, man.
And
on
such
TikTok.
a cool dude off stage.
Great,
real great guy off stage.
Indubitably,
great guy.
For sure.
Yeah, and also let me talk about you and Hoots relationship because you guys.
When y'all get married?
See
what happens when you force it. See what happens when you force.
Yeah,
bro.
It's my bad.
Come on, man. You just looking for an opportunity, but sometimes it don't work. Okay.
Yeah. No, I understand.
All right.
I'll be better next time.
You didn't have no questions, and then you gonna ask. All of a sudden, he got everything to say. So when you and Hooch relationship, man, y'all friendship, y'all brotherhood. How long y'all been knowing each other?
That's the funny thing, man. It's started comedy a year ago. You would think we knew each other way longer.
Exactly.
And we barely knew each other then. Literally, we were going through, same open mics, just like how I met everybody here. And thank you, Chris. Shout out to thank you, Chris. He had a few rooms, man. And these rooms were not for the faint of heart. Like, these are...
hard rooms.
Yeah, yeah. And tough areas. We was... I forgot the name of the road. Goddamn, Bankhead. Like it was like somewhere in Bankhead.
All you had to do was say Bankhead.
Wherever he had a room, man, we would show up. Whether it was 2 people, 10 people, 20 people, whatever. And I met him in BC at the same time. Him and BC used to always be together.
Yeah.
And barely even talked to him, just like dapped him up, whatever. And then like 3 weeks into it or whatever, he moved. I found out he moved to Austin, Texas. And what's crazy was I had this thought of Austin, Texas in my head for like 2 months. Like something kept telling me, man, you need to go to Austin, Texas. I just kept seeing shit on my timeline and hearing stories. I went up there and met up with him again. And he was only there for like a week. And it was like we just knew each other. I don't know how to explain it, man. Yeah. I think what part of it is like, and I hate to compare the two, but if like we didn't know each other, but we went through an experience like war, a fight, something like that, that bond gets built a lot because you got to see what you're really made of. Yep. And because we went through them trenches of those type of rooms, and now we're in Austin doing it, bombing over there, doing well, just mic to mic all night long, walking around, then it kind of build that bond a little bit better,
Yeah, just that grind of it, yeah.
And we're really like-minded like that. He's like a perfect gym partner, man. Hold each other accountable. Like, yeah, man, that joke is trash. Or like, man, you could have said this or add this or cut that. Like we don't have no filter.
Hold on. This boy just did a whole booger.
No, I did. It was this, bro. He's telling the story. You interrupted.
No, they ruining my episode.
Bro, listen.
No, this is a great story.
I'm listening. Yeah, I was listening too until I saw Queso here. He was like. And then you got it on camera.
That's why I'm serious.
This is why I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up because somebody gonna see that and say,
100%.
The co-host was digging in.
He's literally telling us a story about his friendship with Hooch, and this man is next to him. This is incredible, you guys. This is the Kuttin Loose Podcast.
My thumb. I was scratching my nose.
I was just picture what was going on in the background. Like he was probably had a whole thing going on. He like staring at it. He's like, Hooch, huh?
This man was in his own world. I wonder how hot Austin is. Yeah. Back when Austin, maybe I could
Mike's Mike's in a day. I
wonder if I can get on Kill Tony.
Is Tony live or is it?
This is Carlos.
I wonder if Tony's really gay.
This is Carlos. This man said.
I gotta check my shirt.
I thought Carlos was gonna see him. I was like,
Oh man, I gotta do a better job of swaying left or right. I keep just.
that was close, bro.
Great.
You got too distracted.
I'm sorry,
No
man.
one's looking over here.
I
This is
knew,
literally a walking Adderall prescription. This man,
I knew this man was gonna get it on camera.
Yeah,
bro.
that was shout out ADHD.
I'm not shaking your hand ever again, bro.
That's fun.
we're going fist bump. We're going pretend it's cold.
we gonna head bump.
We're going elbows.
All right.
Christian, get your boy.
Carlos.
Okay, and then
there's no evidence.
see, this is what I'm saying.
Get us.
I know once
in
they
on-
see that, I have to address it because I don't want the comments to be like, the man was digging in his nose.
This shit is.
I'm sorry, I had to stand up because I almost fainted just laughing.
Okay, no. Because I knew he was going to say something. Carlos over here is serious. Even though he talking about his story, this man looking right at him, man. Like, I was like,
digging for treasure.
I said, is he going to
My nose, damn.
And he's really going
You
to
could have itched on the outside, bro. You could have done
It was on the, I tried, and it's on the inside.
No, he was digging for gold, bro. Yo.
So what would you
He was
rather?
in there.
When you're on a live podcast, you gotta wait till you
Talk about this wiping for, bro. I did that.
All right, it's on the camera. Bro, you did like this.
This is treachery. I'm suing for defamation.
Casey, you do know this is suing for defamation is crazy.
Defamation.
Second of all, this is being recorded, so the footage will tell all the truth.
All
So
right, all
it's
right.
okay.
This funny. You got it on camera. So I was looking because you took me by. I'm into his story, but I'm looking at Case. I'm like, oh, he really is.
So that's disrespectful to Carlos, in my opinion.
No.
You're looking at me while he's telling his story.
because this what you did.
Something
You was like,
caught his
do you hate
attention.
Hispanics?
you was like.
That's one of those things you do when someone is telling a story, but you're clearly not listening.
Bro,
Right.
That's what you do. You're like,
the hand started moving slowly.
He couldn't help it. He couldn't do it. He's talking to himself. Hey, don't do it. Hey, don't do it.
Literally.
I was thinking at least.
He's not bad.
I was thinking at least he could have just did it quick, like.
Yeah.
You know what I
Played it
mean?
off.
Like this man said.
Like, is there flies in here? Oh, okay. No. All right.
Yeah, let's just
play it off.
Oh my goodness. We can.
I was looking out
You know what? Each time he's telling a story, I'm just
Yeah, please, bro.
keep going.
Booger nose, man. All right.
He has to be here. Okay.
All right. Shout out to Case, man. He's a great co-host. man.
15.
He's great.
yeah.
All right, we was with
But
you
yeah,
and the hooches. And,
But yeah, that's all it was, man. So that's what brought us together.
right.
And he moved back now. I think he leaves in like July, back to Austin.
First week of July.
And so we've just been rocking, man. We created a podcast, which is doing well.
Shout out for the
Yeah,
boys.
shout out to the Fuck
Yeah.
Boys podcast.
Yeah,
Short, man.
Is it with a Z or with an S? Because on Instagram, there's someone, not going to say his name. He may be a producer, and he's not here. And his last name isn't Gomez. And he spelled it for the boys with a Z.
Well, he didn't do that. I did it.
You did?
Because, one, I wanted to separate the one that we see on the Spotify podcast.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of For the Boys with the S. So I just put it with a Z to separate my brothers from them.
And I don't know if you did that on purpose about the cutting loose too, because we spell it with a K, so it almost like you're
Is there a cut
giving it
loose
Yeah, I
with a
did it
C?
with
you're giving it a little flavor.
Yeah,
almost,
yeah,
I didn't know that. Because
yeah.
I didn't know you were on the, I didn't know you ran the, I thought it was just Will running it.
No, I only did the
graphic?
the graphic.
Yeah.
that you
Okay.
saw, and I sent it to him. And it was just an idea, to throw out there,
That's my bad. We'll cut this out.
Regardless of how it's
you good,
spelled,
you
shout
good.
out for the boys. You want to tell them about what we got coming up? The once a month situation that we're
Yeah. So you cut the promo on that, right?
Mhm.
I don't know the dates or any of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally just show up and
Yeah.
and
That's how I am.
do stupid.
He's a diva. He's a diva. A true diva.
I thought there was gonna be food spread out and a red carpet.
Charcuterie.
They sent out a lesbian with Down syndrome to come get me today. Oh, it's Case, by the way. So I was just like, all right, I guess if that's how they do business over there, I guess
They're checking off a lot of boxes. We're like Netflix out
I
here.
get it.
We sent you what we had.
You guys are going to qualify for a lot of grants. I'm just see it in your future.
We're inclusive.
For those who are watching, let me. I don't know if you saw the For the Boys podcast. Maybe
go check them out.
Yeah, please go and check them out.
5 or 6 episodes.
5 or 6 episodes. And great podcast, very entertaining. Now, what we are discussing here, because we got to bring y'all up to date. My brother here, Case, went on their podcast, right? And it was a great interview. Case, it was a great interview. Yeah. Case went on there with, he was fighting like for his life.
What? Now you're changing the story.
No, he fighting. He was fighting. No, let me tell you what. He was fighting for his life. Okay, the reason why he came, ready, because Carlos is a known comedian for roasting. Mm-hmm. He will roast you just by having a regular conversation. So he'll just, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I like your shoes. And just go off, just randomly. He do it all the time. Case know this man is known for roasting. So Case came prepared. He said, all right. So soon as Carlos said something, Case came out the woodwork, like, and Carlos wasn't prepared.
He came straight out of the nose.
He came and he was drilling him the whole time, man.
Just haymakers.
That's all right.
It's just haymakers, and Carlos was looking like, okay.
It was 4 shots. Jeffrey was infatuated with this, the whole interview thing.
I was shocked. I didn't know Case could come like
this. This is what happened, because I know you weren't there. I don't know if you've seen it, but you ever see a fight? You're a UFC.
I love UFC. Yeah.
You see a fight coming up and you're like, okay, this guy should win, pretty easily. Like, he should knock this guy out.
That's true.
And then the fight starts and this guy gets a few good hits in. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't necessarily win the fight, but just you're like surprised. You're like, oh, wow. Right. Okay, I underestimated this guy. I'm going to keep an eye out for him next time. The next lesbian parade, it's going to be an all-star.
Carlos. The next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Featuring,
Probably not pay-per-view, but
probably go down to the other part.
Yeah, definitely prelim.
Okay. Everybody who's watching this right now, go to For the Boys is on YouTube, right?
YouTube.
For the Boys, the interview with Case Hand. We want to get y'all. We want to know who won that battle.
Leave some comments.
It was me.
But it wasn't a battle, because I really didn't come back at him. If anything, I would set him up with little pocket shots, like the gym stuff.
Yeah,
because you got to be in the moment and know what's funny, right? Whether it's you or the joke is on you, don't get in the way of the funny, just to try to look cool or whatever. Right. Now, if it was somebody I didn't like or something, I'm not giving you shit. You have to work for it. But if it's a play, like, all right, I'm going to set it up, and all you got to do is just knock it down, man. Because the fans is the ultimate prize, right? That's what we're trying to get.
The funny is the funny, regardless.
We don't want them to watch it and have to be like, oh, I got to decide if it was funny, or this guy, oh, it would have been funny if he would have said, just let it happen, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, Case, I actually shouted him out the episode before as an up-and-coming comic who's being consistent. I think recently you got offered
messed up part about
a residency at the Alley Stage.
I did get a residency at the Alley Stage.
All right, congratulations.
So that's pretty cool, So just trying to shout him out, and he decided to pick his nose on me, if you will, to use a metaphor. But it's cool though, man. You know what I mean?
Be honest. Did the Gabriel Iglesias roast catch you off guard a little bit?
I told you it did, yeah, because I'm like, I'm getting ready for question 1. He's like,
exactly.
Gabriel Iglesias something or whatever. And I'm like,
he says, like, we have a really funny comedian. He couldn't be here, so we have Case Hand. And I said, oh, that's cool, man. I didn't know Gabriel Iglesias had a podcast.
But what's crazy was you had Christian, you had Will, Jeff wasn't there. Technically, but
if you watch the video, he's covering Hooch's legs. About half the video. And
then Hooch, so they're all really reacting to his. So that's really what got it going or whatever. So
their reaction.
But all power to you, man. You went in there, you did your thing.
But watch this.
No, and this is the thing, right? So I've been playing this up at all the shows where I don't even shake his hand, like I'll skip him,
even people they don't know, they'll be like, "What's going on, man? You doing good?"
Could be a waiter, like, "Hey, what's up, baby?" And then he'd be like, "Oh, hey, cool."
That's hilarious.
Just to kind of play it up for today. So, we'll get into it in a second here. I really want to just hold on to what I'm gonna do, but But yeah, man. So a year ago is when it started. And it's funny within this last year to see you guys grow. All of us are growing because you can tell. I mean, let's be honest. You could tell who's been working on their comedy. Because when you seen somebody a year ago and it was like, oh, he wasn't that confident, or he wasn't trying crowd work, or he wasn't, didn't have that kind of stage presence, or man, his jokes weren't that put together.
Growing,
and that's a crazy thing. So imagine at year 2, year 3, where year 1, I think the issue is still kind of like all the way confidence. You don't really have your voice. You still get really, really nervous. Right. And I think you probably still always get nervous, but hey, do a finger alert for Case.
Look at this, bro. Look at this. Look at this.
So I think we took this year to really learn, grow, hit up all the different rooms. That's my biggest advice, man, is always write and hit every type of room. Don't just narrow yourself to, I'm just going to do black rooms. I'm just going to do white. Like, what is that? Like, because when you really get bigger, all our dreams, I'm sure, is to hit these festivals, to be on, Don't Tell, to be on Netflix, all this. You're not going to be able to tell them, like, hey, man, so for my show, I just need all white people. Right. You know what I mean? It's whoever wants to come and be in the funny is going to come. Yeah. So it's not for Case so much, but
funny is universal.
Exactly.
Funny is universal.
That's why on the episode where we were talking about Laughing Skull, we got some flack from comics and some people at Laughing Skull, because Hooch made some comments, and we were just talking about the process of a new comic. How do you get looked at? How do you, how can you get on to get past, or how do they find new comic, new talent? And what I told him, I was like, hey, stay away from, don't point a person out like, I'm funnier than this guy, I'm funnier, because we all feel like that, right? If you're really about your craft, you should feel like, I'm good, I'm the best.
100%.
How far you want to take it with the best and all that shit, but keep it to just the process, not the person, right? Because the people who decide who's funny are buying the tickets. I'm not going to buy a ticket to come see you.
The audience is the ultimate judge, and that's the beautiful thing about stand-up, is it's the one art form where you're getting live feedback. Like,
right there.
Rappers are in the studio all night making songs. We're on stage, being vulnerable to a group of people we've never met.
Nope.
And they'll let you know right away. If they start laughing, guess what? You're doing it. If they're not laughing, if they're not engaged, if they're not listening, if they're picking their nose, you've lost them, right? But it goes back to one thing. R.I.P. Robin Williams. R.I.P. Robin Williams.
I think he's on Grindr too.
That's his business, I'm an ally. But cool. Robin Williams once said, become undeniable, right?
Undeniable, man.
And I think that's the ultimate prize, is if you're funny everywhere, then what's the problem? It shouldn't matter what room you put yourself in or who you're in front of. If you're funny and you're undeniable and you're cool, you'll be all right.
Yep.
Undeniable. And that's one thing I'm learning myself. I've been doing this 1.5 years, so we're all fairly fresh. So it's like we're still learning this as we go.
That's a perfect thing you said right there. Undeniable. Because if you're undeniable, if me and Case are like, man, these two aren't funny over here, but y'all getting booked, because that's really what happens, right? Let's be honest. When you see comics that you're like, man, okay, he's on this show, he's on that show, he's on this show, and you're like, I'm funnier than that dude. That's, you got to check yourself right away.
You can't think like
it's
that.
It's not about that.
Yeah.
He met the right people, the right person that opened that's
networking.
Because if you had that opportunity, you would take it too. And that's what me and Hooch, were debating. Was like, dude, those comics that you can't name names, because they're taking advantage of whatever opportunity was handed to them, just like we would.
If we were in their shoes,
if we weren't, we would take the same thing. Even if we knew we weren't ready. Put me on the best of.
What I'm saying? Yeah, I'll do it.
I'm gonna step up. So you got to just stick to the process and the politics, which every city has them, I'm sure. But all we got to do is just keep growing, man. But yeah, if you're undeniable, they can no longer, after a certain period of time, justify why they are not booking you. If everybody in the city is talking about you, like, man, how come you don't have to? Then it's going to come off as hate or whatever. But let that open it up for yourself, man. 100%. Just keep working.
100%, man. And that's all you can do.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to piggyback off what you said. you can only control what you are putting out, and that's it.
That's it, man. Work when you're on that stage, whether it's Tin Roof, Live and School, wherever. Work on what you need to work. Because like Jeffrey was saying, like, oh man, Carlos, he's known for crowd work. The shows I was at, wasn't nobody doing it, and still barely nobody's doing it to like that much. It'll be like 1 line, 2 lines, whatever. But it's not like throw away your 5 minutes and do crowd work.
Right.
I know, and forgive me, I don't know the last name, but there's a female comedian, Stormy, or
Daniels.
Is it Daniels?
No, Storm Artis.
Yes.
She's a killer. Shout out Storm.
Monster, right? We did a comedy competition one time. Incredible crowd work. That's the first person I saw was like, damn, okay, outdid me with crowd work for sure. Yeah. But then it's like, okay, on this next set, I know I can do crowd work. Now let me do some more written material. Now I'm getting into a phase where I'm talking more about my family and kids. So now that's my notes is all new jokes about that. But it's just constantly growing. You got some people that that's what works. That's what's funny.
Yeah.
I'm staying right here.
You're not going to grow that way.
A year later, 2 years later, man, I wonder why it's not hitting the same.
Right.
Everything has its course, you know what I mean? And you got to get right to it. But all this games and politics and, man, I can't get on because this person don't fuck with me. Bro, just keep working on your shit. I don't need nobody to fuck with me. What I did, I'll create my own opportunity. We did a show in Orlando, and I just took some comics. I want to do it every month. This month, not going to work. But next month, I want to start getting right back to it. Create your own opportunity because this is all perception.
That's what you do.
People that don't even know me, comics, literally, all my kids will come up to me at certain shows like, I'm seeing you everywhere, man. Yeah. And it's just social media. That's all they're seeing. They don't even know if you're funny.
Yeah,
they're just like, man, I've been seeing you, man. You've been coming up on my timeline, on my little feed or whatever.
And that's the best marketing because they're telling their friends about you.
That's it.
And before you know it, they're buying tickets.
That's it.
They're coming to shows. You know what I mean? And it snowballs. It snowballs.
It's like a domino effect. Yeah. And like you said, if the product is good and you come off not like a dick, like somebody approachable, just, boom, it's going to keep growing. It's going to keep growing.
And here's Jeffrey, one more thing, and then it's back to the main host. I feel like I'm talking, but I'm just so passionate about this, about what we're saying. Because funny spreads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People will talk about you when you do good. Mm-hmm. And that goes back to the mindset of, am I controlling the things that I can control?
That's right.
Or am I complaining about the things that I have absolutely zero control over? Yep. And once you make that shift of mindset, then it's like, oh, I'm locked in.
That's it.
I'm locked in. And everybody else better be locked in with me, or else I have nothing for you.
You're going to surpass people.
You know what I mean?
You're going to know, and they know. I've had comics that started before me, and they just were like, damn, man, like you passed me. I ain't gonna lie. Like you went past me a little bit, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. If you have a network, a circle like this of comics that you fuck with, and you hold each other accountable and track that kind of progress, it's gonna make you better. Versus everybody just like, oh no, that's good, man. That's good. Yeah. No, do the same thing you did last time. Like,
right.
That's only gonna get you but so far, man.
Yeah. I was looking at the Kevin Hart. He won an award.
Mark Twain.
Yeah. Y'all seen it? Y'all saw it?
I saw it too.
Hasn't premiered yet.
It's on Netflix.
It's already.
Yeah.
It's already. I thought the roast of Tom Brady was on Netflix.
That's on Netflix too.
I think Dave Chappelle was hosting it.
No, he's not.
I gotta watch
Dave
that.
Chappelle is not hosting.
But he was talking.
He honored Kevin Hart, probably.
Yeah, he definitely was the last one that.
Oh, okay, that's what I caught then.
And it was hilarious, man. But he was telling some truth. Everybody else was like the Chris Rock and everybody. They was doing their thing, but it was more joking and saying things about Kevin, and then they'll say one truth and then they'll go back to the jokes.
Yeah,
Dave had a good blend of it. He had true stories and telling them how much he appreciate them and all of these things that he saw.
Yeah,
and he had some jokes with it, but it was just seeing how just like how we communicated now. We all coming up as comedians and doing our thing, podcasts, everything that we got to do to get there. It reminded me of us, just hearing how they was talking because they've been knowing each other a long time too.
Yeah.
And they was like, man, and he said Chris Rock told him, hey, man, the guys that you around right now, you are different from them. You better than what you hanging around. So he was like, so change who you hanging around, and then you're gonna see what's where it's gonna take you.
It's true.
Powerful.
He was like, I didn't know that this man was gonna take off, past me. He was like, so when I see other young comers, I don't tell them nothing.
Right.
That's what Chris Rock said.
Right,
He said he don't
right.
say anything no more, because Kevin Hart is Kevin Hart. He just destroying
that
stage
work
and
ethic.
stuff.
That work
yeah,
ethic is
man.
crazy.
He crazy with it. And still, you have some people. He's not funny. Man, look at that man funny.
To you, he's not funny.
That's what I'm
Hey,
saying to you. But y'all definitely need to check that out, man, because it's very inspirational. It's just like, I know these comments came up in the same light.
Right.
Yep.
Even the Mike Epps, even the Cat Williams, they was around the same time too. But they decided to, get mad at each other's success. But to each his own.
That's
But
it.
I'm just saying, like this is like when I see Case, I see a superstar. When I see Christian the producer,
You
I see
said
a
Case?
Yeah, Case.
Oh,
No,
him right here.
yeah, Case.
Oh.
Case. I see a superstar. So
You been drinking?
I don't drink.
What's in that coffee, Marek?
It is actually organic Yirgach Afe Ethiopian coffee. It's from the motherland. Shout out Farmers Market. They're not a sponsor.
16.
Who?
16.
Oh, the counter. Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about the
It's a little
count.
too late now. Oh yeah.
Oh no, it's white.
Oh, you
it's
hide
white on
it.
the front.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
we're
cool.
covering the
So
logo.
we can talk to them now.
For sure. Hey, shout out Farmers Market on
Yeah.
Ponce de Leon. They're one of the best grocery stores in Atlanta. Like, no cap. All organic stuff, everything you need.
They're gonna cost you,
Um,
but we shout
yeah,
them
it's a little
out. It's gonna cost-
pricey. Well, some things are affordable there.
Carlos.
They take EBT as well. So.
Well, I'm
Good
talking about they're gonna cost them. We don't shout them.
Oh, for the shout out. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Free coffee. Send us free stuff.
Yeah, we
One.
we need the money better.
Is that count as 18 or are we still at 17? I'm not
I don't know. I think it's 18.
Yeah,
I
but
feel like I got stuck with coffee.
You're right. You're right.
so close.
yeah, we got the coffee though. Nah, brother, we done. So let's do a little transition right quick. One, because you was a artist. You said you was in music too.
Yeah.
Before
I did
you,
everything.
Yeah. So how long was you in the music?
Since I was like 16.
Wow.
Yeah, I ghost wrote some songs for a lot of artists.
What was your like stage name?
It was Fat Joe.
Wow. I expect
Was it Carl Large?
Sorry, I'm preparing the joke for the roast. Oh, yeah.
Hey, we're
We'll
going to
tell
talk
at the
about
end.
that. Yeah.
We'll tell-
June
we'll-
11th.
yeah.
The roast.
17 or 11?
No,
The 11th.
11th.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know
yeah.
how 20 people are fitting on that stage, but
Oh, we're going to rotate. Well, I'll tell you.
We'll talk about that later, bro. Everybody don't know about the freaking roast.
June 11th.
We
Dave
doing an
Chappelle's on the
interview
roads.
here, man.
But
Carlos
yeah,
comedian.
it was it changed over the years, but the main one I went with was SCAV, right, which is scav, short for scavenger. That was a cool name for me. That's what I got tattooed on me, actually.
Cool name.
Yeah, it was a whole little backstory too. But
Was
it
it
was about
Lil
being
Scav,
poor.
Young Scav?
It was about being poor, actually. Because, when you was poor, I have 6 brothers, or 5 brothers, 6 of us in total. Single parent household and a 1 2-bedroom apartment half the time. So whenever you have food, man, it was like a pack of hyenas in there trying to, and I'd always be the one to find stuff or scavenge or whatever their leftovers when they wasn't looking. I'm like, man, this dude's
Were
a
you
little
good at it?
scavenger, man. Yeah, I was.
Where were you in the family?
I'm the second oldest.
Second oldest, you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when my brother went on vacation for 12 years, I kind of took over.
Yeah, you the
and-
one.
I got you.
was the
You were the man of the house in a way.
Yeah. So it was crazy, man. And my mom's from Puerto Rico and my dad's Cuban, and we moved around a lot due to my dad's activities.
He was a
it's funny you're wearing
televangelist.
that sweater right there. I'll tell you
know what kind of
stories.
activities he was doing? Scarface. If you know
Right.
what I'm saying.
he was actually doing some of this.
All right.
That boy nose moved a lot. With
He did. He did.
Hey, look,
That's how you know he got that good nose.
What?
He's like,
that boy nose, he's bang. That was his
we gotta have a sound effect for that shit.
My door.
Yeah, the little thing at the door.
Jeez, Chris,
Wait, so Puerto Rican and Cuban.
Yeah.
Which side do you feel like you identify more with?
Puerto Rican, because I grew up with my mom, so.
bro, I thought you were black, man.
Yeah. So I
not me.
A lot of women think that when they see me do stand up, and I started asking like, what makes you think I'm not Spanish, right? I get like Middle Eastern or something like that sometimes too in my beard and all that.
I can see that.
I don't know why you laughed at that.
Wait, this isn't DJ Khaled?
Right, exactly, right. So. And they're just like, it's just your swag, man. Like you have like a brother. That's what they call it. You have like a brother swag, you know. And I was like, okay, I get that.
Yeah.
And then I just never mind. I'm not gonna say something. But anyway.
Man, it's like if you actually start speaking Spanish,
Come on.
now,
Yeah.
I would not believe you. I was like, this learn Spanish. I was like, wow, man.
Right.
Like I don't.
No, it's 3 languages.
Right.
So in the music, what type of music you were doing?
Oh, it was hip hop. Yeah, it was
Hip-hop
hip
all
hop.
day?
Yeah. We probably
Okay.
ever did with 2 Spanish songs, probably ever.
Oh, really?
But it was all hip hop. I'll show y'all one on YouTube or something. But it was my brother's dream, man. You know, it was like that thing where you looked up to your brother.
Mm-hmm.
My brother was in prison down there, and he was the first one to get them to start accepting like music equipment to like make beats. 'Cause they already have band stuff, guitars and shit like that. But they were really strict. This is Florida. You know what I'm saying?
In
This
the
one is-
prison, bro?
Yeah. You know how strict they are. It's the state of Florida. He had my grandma would go by. He was her favorite. So she bought him this little drum machine, and he was making beats in there. And then we would get him out a certain way, and we had tapes. And then we would be able to play the music he was making in there. and
In
shit.
prison.
Yeah. It was crazy, man.
That's incredible.
It was crazy. But he had on talent shows and all kinds of stuff in there, man.
In the prison.
Yeah.
So this.
You talk about unstoppable, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
So his
I'ma
work
get it
ethic.
done.
It used to. I used to say it all the time. Now, not so much. But he was like a Puff Daddy mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like all
Not the
jokes
other
aside.
side.
Yeah. All jokes aside with the whole Puffy thing, but going on. But his work ethic is what I would say. Like nothing was
Strong.
impossible.
Right. I mean, 12 years and
Stuff where you'd be like, man, there's no way how you gonna do that, and he will find a way to do it, man. Whether he got in trouble or not, it's just no stopping him. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you saying it because I got a homeboy. He got like 5 more years though. He been in there for 20.
Okay.
And this man he have a whole clothing brand. Like he's promoting it online. He reached out to me. He said, "Hey man, can you shout out our clothing brand on your podcast?
Wow.
I saw your podcast." Said, "Who is this?" Like,
I just subscribed.
yeah, I was like, "Who is it?" Because he got another name, and I'm like, "Who is this?" This man, no, Lord, this is a true story. He FaceTimed me
Oh man.
In prison.
in prison.
That's hilarious.
He was like, "Boy, where you been?" I said, "What?" Like,
Where you been?
I said, "Bro,
Where are you?
I didn't even know you was still alive." Like, man, it's good to see you, brother. And he was like, "Yeah, man, I ain't stopping. I'm not stopping." So I got 3 clothing brands.
Damn.
And he took me to the and he have followers on the
That's
clothing.
hilarious.
That's a different hustle.
He's selling a successful clothing brand
That's crazy, man.
online, bro.
That's
and he's in prison.
No limit, man. If you have a
Man.
product or service
Yep.
that has a benefit or a value, people will be attracted to it. And those people that are more likely than not will buy or follow or share or whatever the hell.
They'll
More
come.
than our family. You know, that's a cliche meme you see all the time. Strangers will follow or share or support you more.
Yep.
That's what it is because they see another chance in you.
And the
Right.
consistency. One thing your brother was doing is he was consistent. He was just like, "Look, I'm doing this."
And, and what? So it was that thing where it's like you talk to him and you be like, "What are you doing?" "Oh man, I'm just hanging out." He said, "Man, you know what I'm doing? I'm doing this, and that in here with a bunch of inmates. You know what I mean? That you can't trust." And then it'd be like, all right, I gotta wake up. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me get back to it. So I didn't, as a teenager, I didn't understand I was doing it. I just thought I was just doing stuff. Like I was out at 15, I was working. I never asked my parents for $1 when I turned 15. It was done. I was a man from there. Doing kids, everything. And then now I feel like, you know, I'm in my 30s, so I'm older than a lot of comics that I hang out with and see. But we started at the same time, so it's a weird dynamic. It's like you being a rookie in the NBA or, you know, whatever.
It's like Andre Ingram when he played for the Lakers.
Right. Like, you know, but he's been playing overseas or whatever. You just started late, but you have a natural talent. And I think that's my story. Like, I've just had a rough around the edges natural talent that I'm trying to shape, and then with my life experiences that I'm in my 30s, you know.
For sure. And comedy brings that community together.
Right. Yeah. And that's why I love about comedy, because it really don't matter your age, you know.
Hooch is in his early 20s, you know what I'm saying? I'm in my
Andre Castro, he's what? Like
another
19, 20?
He's young.
No, he's Andre's 22.
He's 22.
He's older. He's a year older than me.
When I first saw him, he was not 21. Like he
Like he went from like 16 to 22 because he bought a new identity.
Hilarious.
So
you even got jokers that's 79.
How old are you, Christian?
Yeah.
Hey man, look.
Yeah, how old is Jeff? Man, nobody knows.
Oh, I found out. We found out.
Well, we have some clues, but
Tin Roof, I think. Yeah, he was. Marcus was hosting last week, and he goes, "Any questions?" And I go, "Yeah." How old's Jeffrey? And he goes, "He's 53." So.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we around that age?
We're not gonna tell you what you look like.
I think we should.
I think we should.
Are we just gonna go into
They
it?
think I just be whooping this white boy on the podcast, so that's why, that's the feedback I got. Can y'all stop whooping the white boy?
It's my mom.
It's Nana 58.
I
I love that though.
Not Case's Nana.
Yeah, we're gonna leave Case alone, okay?
Nah, it's
no.
Now it's Carlos's time now.
No.
Not yet.
You showing them what you think about him. You digging your nose and all that crap while the man is
Looking for that booger sugar.
The booger sugar. So
Yo, my allergies are so bad.
So I know we about to go. I still, because it was interesting. I love music. You know, most comments, you know, music and comedy kind of like
go together.
You know what I mean?
It's
They
jazz.
definitely go together.
Yeah.
So why did you make the transition out of the music and say, okay, let me do comedy?
Again, I think it was one of those things where I was doing it hard for a few years and then just here and there, and I kind of lost a lot of the passion for it, to be honest. Where in your head you're like, man, I should be rich by now, and you get back to that man, I can write better than this guy, or I rap better than this guy, or I got better beats. But it just comes down to the fan base, you know what I mean? Just like you have those guys, even a one-hit wonder. Like with music, you only got to be right one time, because then you're getting those royalty checks. You can license it out. You go overseas, man, Africa, a lot of these countries, man, they love those one-hit wonder artists. You know, they just, for whatever reason, those songs, and they'll pay you big money to go over there. But I don't know. I think it was just loss of passion. But it did help me a lot in comedy, because I used to also through high school be a battle rapper too. So you have to be quick on your feet. You have to be quick on your feet with impromptu and get backs and responses right there. So, and then have the confidence to do it. I think that's what helps me a lot on stage. To be honest.
I know, and I'm gonna ask you this because I know you talked about it, but you didn't give any details. You just said, "Hey, I done music before." You know. Now we get into the details. I didn't even know you did it that long.
Yeah.
I thought it was like probably a couple of months or a year, and you say, you know what, I'm done.
Oh yeah, no, it was I stopped. Into it. I don't tell people this, but it was the first time I'm saying this, but I was really big into it before. My older brother was doing it already, right? He was DJing. He was on the radio station out there in Orlando and all this stuff. And then when he got locked up, I kind of wanted to do it with him because he had a group. You know, he had a group called SOL that he started like in '96. And you know, when you're the little brother, you kind of just want to hang out and you're trying to be in the sessions and all that.
You look up to them.
Yeah. But then they go places you can't go, you know what I'm saying? It's like, man. And I stopped. I took a big blow out of that. And, man, I was that young, man. The first thing, I never thought about this since I sold my car. I had a car I was working on. I saved money. It was a Geo Metro. And
shout out Metro.
19.
I paid $500 for that car. It was somebody's car that he knew of selling it. Sold it to me for $500, but I was making payments. We had this little job putting posters up, and we were supposed to move to LA to pursue music. And then right around that time, like 30 days later, he got locked up for that. So that changed the whole course of everything. So I think it just had a lot to do with that. I never could get back to it the way I wanted to.
What if your brother come to you and say, "Hey man, let's do it one more time"? Will you do it then?
No, he did. He has.
He already has?
Yeah. He's still doing it. Like he came out. He's been out like 6 years or something like that, and he's got a bunch of projects with artists, international and stuff. But it'd be forced. You know what I'm saying? Like I probably wouldn't do it the way I want to do it.
Yeah.
It also feels like you found something else that you're passionate about.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Like,
would you want to ever transition into acting?
That's my goal, to be honest. I look at stand-up as like a vessel.
Yeah.
Because first of all, just me being able to do stand-up is a win for me. Because you're looking at it like, okay, snapping on each other and being conversational, that's natural. But now you got to construct and formulate jokes from strangers, like you said, and hope that they can relate and hit on that kind of level. And then what from there? Then you're just building. For me, I don't want to be considered, I don't know if it's going to sound weird or not, I don't want to just be like Carlos, that's the comedian guy. Like I want to be like an overall entertainer. So some comics, and you know who they are. We all know who they are. They're really good joke writers.
That's right.
But those jokes don't land as hard because they don't do the act outs. They're not a real animated personality, which is nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their style.
Right.
Then you have some people that do good act outs, are really animated, not the most thought out jokes. You know what I mean? Like basic shit, but it hits because it's fun. You know, it's lively. It's in the moment.
Yeah.
I like to think from the consumer standpoint, if they're paying $20, $40, $60, are they getting a show out of it, right? So if you go up there and just recite jokes 5, 10, 20 minutes and leave, you did your job technically.
Right.
But are those people going to come back? Are those people going to remember you? Are those people going to tell their friends and family about you when they get home? Or are they going to say, hey, man, they have some good comics and just bundle everybody together? No standout. So my whole thing is like, man, how can you stand out and reset it every time, give an all-around performance?
Right.
Even if, you know, to me, it's kind of like cheating in a way because just like, I got my written material, but I'm going to pull y'all motherfuckers in one way or another. Either it's just me going like, yeah, man, you know, I got this chick and she's crazy. You know what I'm talking about, big dog, right? And it just stops the conversation because they could be in the middle of telling their friend like, hey, man, we got to get some dinner after the wait, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he just called on me? Oh, now I'm going to be alert.
That's stand-up, bro. I don't see that as cheating at all. Like, I get why you think of it as cheating because you're kind of stepping out of the written material.
Exactly.
But you have to remember it's a live performance. So what you're doing is only adding to the fact that it's a live performance.
Right.
They're not watching TV. They're watching a real human being out there. And you're talking to them directly. And one thing I've learned is that people love to be a part of the joke.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I got my car stolen once while I was sitting in it. Did that ever happen to you?
Yep.
It may never have happened to them. But they're now thinking about, carjackings. Now you have a carjacking bit you're going to get into.
But it creates a one-on-one environment is what I try to look at it.
Yeah.
Like they leave there, they're gonna feel like that show's never gonna happen again. Like you have to be in that room to experience what just happened. They don't know that you've got the same built up, and I call them bullets. Like you ask somebody, how long y'all been married? Oh, marriage sucks, right? And you have that joke every state, every show you do, but to them it's the first time hearing it, and you called on them, so they think this is between us right now. And that's what all these those Matt Rife, all those crowd work viral videos that are going out. They're like, man, I want to be a part of that show. So now, if you notice, when a lot of crowd members they're at these shows, they're looking for some crowd work, you know what I mean? A little bit. Not much from Case, but like from other comics, they're like, where's it at, And it's like us to not be too cheesy with it too, though. Just do the same generic stuff.
Yeah, it depends too, like, the crowd. So the ones that like the crowd work, they would show up.
It could go the wrong way too.
Because you hear Matt Rife talk about it. He was like, they came to his shows only thinking that he doing crowd work. And the thing about it, they different. So you up here trying to tell your written material.
That's true.
And they yelling out in between your set.
Right.
I don't care. You know what I'm saying? So you can say something to them. You know what I mean? So
I'm single.
Yeah. Like, so he like, man, come on, because he blew up off a crowd work. Nate Jackson, same way.
Another one.
He blew up off a crowd work. So it's just like, okay, now I have to do crowd work.
Andrew Schultz as well,
It's a good muscle to
Andrew
work
Schultz.
out. It's a very good muscle.
That's
to
how I
work
look
out.
at it. Do as a because you might, and it's a difference between like crowd work and like roasting and stuff, because everybody thinks it's the same thing. It's not. You're not trying to pick at people. You're just trying to create a moment that you can pivot into your joke or into the moment. But that's the biggest thing, man. It's just, but you got like Jeffrey was saying, know the audience too, and don't make it to where you need their response to be a part of the joke, because that's gonna kill your joke.
That part.
Because as soon as you're like, hey, how much do you make a year? Don't put me in your joke.
Yeah.
And see, that's another thing. That's another thing I want to point out with all comments. Look, your style is your style.
Yeah.
Your style is your style. Your style is your style. Christian style, my style, Hooch, everybody's style. It's different. So I don't looking at Carlos' style and say, "Oh, that's all he do."
Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh, that ain't stand up.
Yeah,
no, that's his style.
That's it, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to be another Carlos.
Right.
I'm trying to stay in my lane. You know, I'm trying to stay, because he do both. He got written material and he do crowd work. Yep. I know this is his style. Like you and Hooch brought up to my attention, which I never really paid attention to it till you guys said something. You was like, I know when Sir Jeffrey, like, he get in the moment and he'll talk about it on stage. Mm-hmm. I never even paid attention to it. Mm-hmm. To me, I was like, it's just something that happened, right? And I want to bring it up, and we having fun. That's how I look at it. But then it made me sit back and think about it, like, because we still learning our voice. Yep. We still learning our style. That's true. So it made me think about it, like, oh, I do that a lot. Most of the material, I can have something, idea of anything, and Plug, shout out to Plug. He came and he was like, "Man, do you write your material? You don't write your material, do you?" And I said, "Well, I do, but my mindset is I want to be able to do it like I'm finna do a real show, not looking at my notes." You know what I mean? Like, okay, I'm gonna try to memorize everything.
You don't want it to feel rehearsed.
Exactly.
Because that's the last thing.
So yeah, I'm on stage and I'm like this.
Sound loose.
I'm like, all right, let's see what we got. Oh, that's a good one.
Yep.
No, I want to, do it like it's a regular show. Like, even though I'm practicing,
you're working it out.
I'm working it out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I was telling, like, shout out to Will again. We've been bringing up Will a lot. I was telling him, when we go to these sets, brother, stop talking to me. Like, until I get on stage, Will will come over and have a whole conversation.
Yeah.
You see that? And then he got to hit you. And I'm like, okay, Will, listen, I'm trying to focus and see. I ain't been up yet.
Right. And then he says that's racist.
Let me lock in. Huh?
He'll say something random.
Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So, True Detergent. Go to trueproduct.com every time this guy says something.
Just let him do the ad reads.
That's a good one. Every time you feel like you want to say something,
do an ad read.
Yeah, one more thing. 10% off.
Just let him.
But it's everybody style. Everybody that's I love y'all seen the main I think headliners on it with Chris Rock and Kevin Hart. You see?
Oh yeah.
And he was saying that all three of them have three different styles, and all three was on the stage at the same time. But all of them have three different styles, and they big in their own way. Chris Rock is big, Dave Chappelle is a great comedian. He's big. So my thing is, we stay in our own lane.
That's it. I think that's what makes stand-up so beautiful. Yeah. It's the ultimate form of self-expression. Because a lot of people don't realize when you're on stage, they think you're just talking. We've been writing this stuff, bro. We practice this over and over with tones different, all this stuff. So it's like
everything.
The beauty of it, huh?
Once you get like the hour, you're doing it for up to a year.
Yeah,
that same material,
that same stuff. And back to what you were saying, Carlos, you have to write new stuff too, because if you're saying the same jokes every mic, you're not growing, bro. You're not. You're leaving stuff on the table.
Or you only want to do your A material. Or you don't want to bomb at the tin roof.
If you're still scared of bombing, you're not doing stand-up, bro. You're supposed to go out there and tell the jokes regardless of how they react.
That's it.
And sometimes if they don't like it, don't turn on them. Oh, y'all don't like it? Bet. Let's go to the next one. How about that? Because they're just giving you feedback. It's nothing personal.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Oh, you get mad. Hey, I love to see comments when they go. Shout out to comments that go to these spots and they be like, man, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? They say, I don't care. I'm just working out my material. And then they'll do their material and say, yeah, this new right here. So I thought you would care.
All right. I forgot the guy's name. He literally walked off stage at the Tin Roof. I can't remember his name one day. But he was just like, yeah, y'all not listening. Like, just put the mic back on the mic and just walk
that's
out.
honest.
Like,
I respect
It was
that.
me, actually.
Yeah.
Was it you?
I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
Oh, Case did. Yeah,
I respect it.
You did that. But I respect it too.
I did
like,
not do that.
If I'm up in-
Yeah, no, listen.
Oh,
if a
okay.
comic wants to give back time to the room, I'm never gonna be mad at them.
Yeah.
I respect because that's being honest. Hey, I don't want to be on the stage
This
anymore.
was-
I'm gonna give the time back to the room.
Oh, was it
Perfect.
Wozniak?
No.
Richard Rosnick?
This was my only thing about
Shout
it.
out
It's
Richard
like
Rosnick.
this when you're on there. It's
Yeah.
what are you getting out of it, right? It's not about the crowd at that point. The two people in the crowd. You
Right.
know, if it's that type of open mic, is you're working on your stage presence, a tag, your something, whether they're reacting to it or not, because it's gonna be a lonely car ride regardless. But at least you can have that silver lining.
Yes.
Like, man, that bomb, but I can keep that one part. You know what I'm saying?
Correct,
Because
bro.
if you just
Even if
walk
it's
off
just
every
one
time,
nugget,
if
yes.
you just walk off every time, you're never gonna get that. You
At
know what
all,
I mean?
yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
get it, but at the same time, the competitive side of me is like, dude, get something out of it. You know
Right,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
something you want.
And you know what that tells me? They probably didn't have that prepared before
That's
they went
all-
up.
yeah, that's
they
all it
didn't
was.
have. Hey, what am I gonna work on?
So it's like a scapegoat. You know, it's like-
exactly, bro.
Some
And-
some of them probably had it, but they see other comedians, like I said, that competition thing get up, and they you might see somebody
Gets in
before
their
you
head.
and get a laugh, and they killing, and here you go say,
messes you up. Yeah.
well, I'm finna just go and do this with that I know again.
Right.
Like I was messing with Take Head Bo. Shout out to Take Head Bo.
Oh yeah,
Take Head Bo said, look at. He was like, man, look
that's
at.
hilarious.
I'm just finna go up and work out what I got. Comedy is an art, so I'm gonna just go out and work out what I got. And then
telling you.
take and get up there and be like, this new. So
No, it's real
working
though.
on my brain.
Take be cracking me up. He gonna be on here, man. Y'all gonna see Take Head Bo soon.
Shout out, Tank.
Yeah, shout out to Take Head Bo.
We gotta talk
Another
about the
great
festival, too.
comedian. Yeah, definitely got to talk about the festival. So while we here, we're gonna talk about the festival, man. The Kuttin Loose Comedy Festival is coming up pretty soon, and it's gonna be crazy. We got some, man. Look, every comic on there that we picked so far have different styles, but everybody is funny in their style of comedy. Everyone that we picked.
And it's the
So,
first one of its kind.
It's the
right?
first one.
Yeah.
First one. And then we're gonna keep it going. So we're gonna have we're gonna have people interviewing the regular people after the show and the audience members, see how they like it. We're gonna interview the comedians. So it's like a full festival that we have going on. So with the comics.
sir.
It's gonna be crazy. And with that being said, we got two of the greats so far that's gonna be a part of it. We got my boy Carlos, he's gonna be killing it. And the one and only the co-host over here, he's going to be on there destroying the stage. I mean, destroying it. I'm sorry, brother. He going to be on the next one. Because he's sitting over there with his hands.
Come on, Carlos.
So let's check.
Do you know what's messed up? He didn't even tell me that there was a festival going on. I found out through this podcast, and I wasn't even on the episode. I said, there's a festival May 30th. I looked this up. He already had it fully booked. I went. He goes, hey, man, you coming to the festival? I go, what festival? And I was like, I told you about it. The
First
fuck
of
you
all,
didn't.
in June, he would be on the one in June. So we're going to keep it going. Actually, him, Christian, we got Eddie Coleman. He going to be on there too. Caesar, he going to be on there. Caesar, he going to be on this podcast too. So we starting. So the idea of it too, we going to come with our prepared material, but the idea of it, I have other comments that's coming up to do like 5 or just a little guest spot, but I'm providing opportunities. We want to provide opportunities for them to work.
That's it.
At the same time, when we do these open mic nights, it's only be like 5 minutes here, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. We provide another opportunity for the comics to be able to say, okay, I got this prepared material that I've been doing at all these open mics. let me come here with my 10 minutes and see can I rock this 10 minutes. Now I done got everything together.
Nice.
So that's another idea of it, you know. And we're gonna also shout out to LeVar Walker. He gonna slide up on us and
nice.
and
Shout out
comedian, stand up comedian Cortez from Wildin' Out. He's going to be on there sharing the stage and doing his thing, man. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to be hosting. We're going to have a great time.
Awesome.
We're going to really be pushing it like that last week, May the 30th, man. 9 o'clock. No, I'm sorry, 8 o'clock. We switched to 8 o'clock. Tickets only $15. Tickets only $15. Go on Eventbrite, Kuttin Loose Festival.
And where is it at?
It's gonna be in McDonough, Georgia. We're gonna have all the address, but the venue that we doing it in, man, it's like
it's nice.
It's legit. None, man. It's definitely legit. Nice stage, green room, everything. It's actually got a big room and a small room, just like some of them comedy clubs, but we doing it in a big room.
Can you secure the green room so certain people can't get in?
You never know who's gonna pop up. You just never know. 'Cause once word get out, it's over with. It's a wrap. So we got the best, some of the best of the best that's starting out. Shout out to Eddie Coleman. Shout out to Marcus.
Yeah, man.
You know, they're going to slide through and do their thing. Yeah,
It's
it's gonna be great, man. Great, man. We're gonna have video for the comments and things like that. If you want your video, see what you're doing. We're gonna have a good crowd.
Those are things that comics, man, y'all need to take advantage of.
Yeah.
When y'all trying to get booked, saying, "Hey, I can't get any bookings for more than 5 minutes." That's a 10-minute set that you possibly can get that you can start shooting out there to bookers and clubs. You know, get that footage out there, man.
Yep, that's the idea of it. And hopefully, man, we looking towards, I like to do things and think, 5 years from now, so the goal is to put this on the road and travel. Right now, Netflix is taking over the comedy game. They got Netflix, it's a joke festival. And they get all great comedians. So basically, what we would be doing with this festival, we're gonna have some greats on there as well. But it's also for the beginners that's doing their thing. That's out there. They got the following, they pushing, they working. So it's definitely gonna, just like how Comic View was for a lot of up and coming comedians. People didn't know about them until they put them on, online. So that's what we're gonna focus on with Cut Me Loose Comedy Festival. We're gonna focus on the ones that's coming up and mix them in with some legends. Just mix them in so everybody can be like, "Oh, Case, I saw you on the show with." Hey, Carlos, I saw you with Michael Blackston, man. He was doing his thing. So So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna mix them right in, man. That's your.
No, we're just gonna keep Cutting Loose 10% off.
Did you work at the flea market with him?
Ponce de Leon.
Shout out to my brother Mike, man.
For you, my brother, 20% off.
Shout out to my brother Michael Blackston doing his thing, man, killing the game.
Amen.
Great comedian, man.
Shout out to every comic.
26.
Hey, man, I haven't got any questions for you, man. You got anything for me?
Yeah. Do you just want to just open up what you had?
No. I was just. I noticed. I don't know if they noticed, but he hasn't asked any questions. So
So I did have one question.
What you got?
In fact, you said your brother went on a 12-year vacation.
Yeah.
What was that transition like for him? Do you know what that was? It easy for him, or was it hard for him when he got out of that vacation?
Oh, it was easy in a sense because of the type of person he was. Like I said, he was. This is how crazy. This is how crazy it is, right? So I told you what he was doing in there, right? While in there, he done found, and got married. Yeah. What else? He was putting credit cards under his name while he was in the whole time, using them, paying them off. So he came out to like A+ credit. So like he was already thinking, ahead when he came out.
Wow.
Luxury cars, house. I think they're like on their third house now.
Damn.
Like built from scratch. They built one in Texas over there. And again, just funded his music, those studios.
Listen, tell your brother we want to interview him on the Cut Loose podcast. Because let me tell you something. This guy have a story, man.
Oh yeah,
that is crazy.
He was on the pad, man. I'm telling you, he was on that pad, man. He was working at Universal Studios. He knows Kenan Thompson, Kel, and all them when they was teenagers. You know what I'm saying? So.
Did he work for Nickelodeon?
No. Well, he worked for the park itself.
Okay.
Nickelodeon was their.
You know what I would love to do? Not to cut you off, but I would love to have you and your brother on an episode together.
Oh man,
that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
I'll have to call out that day.
The stories. The stories alone, man, that'd be crazy, man.
No, definitely. We need to set that up. Like, try to set it up ASAP, man.
For real, for sure.
Because that would be y'all's story alone is like crazy.
For sure. Did we tell them about the collab podcast we're gonna start doing? Did we mention that already?
Yeah, we already mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
Cutting loose.
Yeah. The crossover.
Bet.
Yeah, so we definitely got it. Now,
The Cuttin Boys.
Yeah, that one is supposed to just only be us, to get no guests because we coming around. We got a lot of stories.
Yeah.
But we can definitely have his brother like sitting front and center, man, and telling his story. Bro.
That'd be awesome, man.
Because, man, hopefully, when my boy get out, I'll be able to get his story too. Because he got 5 more years, so we probably,
It's gonna go by, man. I'm telling you, like it was the same thing with him. It was like every year would go by, and like, like you just keep hope. You just keep talking like it's like nothing's changed, and just keep it moving. And that's how it was, man. It was this dude. He's really, I'm telling you, he's a real producer. When he came out, he already wrote down how he wanted to surprise everybody because then nobody know. I mean, they kind of knew, but they didn't know exactly when, right? And he had a script for like my kids, my brother's kids, of when, he'd be like, we'd be at a bookstore or whatever, and he had a pre-written, he was going to come out, we were going to be at a basketball court. So we had like footage of all these introductions. For
like it was manifested.
For his daughter, through marriage, they were at a pool party for her birthday or something, and he had a minion costume on, and then he was supposed to be like the guest of the party, and then when he took off the helmet, she saw her dad coming home.
That's so sweet.
Like this dude's an innovator with creativity stuff, man. So that's kind of
don't look at me like that. I'm not just like this.
I know.
Yeah. But you would never know it. You would never
listen to me. I adopted a cat last week. I'm feeling very emotional, and when I hear family stories,
I'm the gay one, and I'm gay. Okay, this guy adopts a fucking cat, drinking coffee.
First of all, mustache man. Let's start.
I'm clean shaven. I don't know what we're.
Oh man, look, our producer man.
I love that. Yeah,
it was great. It was great. That's why we want him on the story because they could write a whole movie about their life.
Yeah. He's got 12 scripts, man. I'm telling you, like. He's got some scripts, man. Like we just got to get him out there and just keep.
It's
shopping.
coming. It's coming because you're doing your thing. You definitely gonna blow up into this industry, So
not to cut you off. Lifetime goal for me is to make it as a comic, entertainer, whatever, and be able to have the boys on the road.
Yeah.
Like be able to. That's why I feel like that's what Kevin Hart did with his people, right? And everybody's constantly getting opportunities because you're opening up, you're featuring for,
that's it.
And then each person pops off, and then you do the same thing.
That's
right. Not like a pyramid scheme, but in a positive way.
100%.
Right? That's the ultimate. To be on the road with your boys that you came out the mud with, you could trust each other, you fuck with each other, the stories on the road, the shows, you make money together, you're able to take care of each other's families. That would be the ultimate win. For me, at the end of the day, versus trying to do it by yourself, being on the road, but you by yourself,
There's an old expression: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So you can go fast and crash and burn, or you can help those around you and go as far as you can.
Yeah, and that's what even me starting this podcast, asking Case was like, man, why you asking me? I'm asking him, for opportunity.
We all make mistakes,
right? My brothers, you know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to bring my brothers along, man, and not saying I'm bigger than you and you. I'm trying to throw you. No, we all coming.
I'm 5'9".
So that's why I boost you up. That's pretty good.
But that's how it is, though, man. It's gonna be a natural progression.
Only by your forehead.
The fans.
Cut it off.
The fans decide who that person is because we're all talented enough to say, all right, one of us gonna make it, right?
Right. That's
it's not a matter of that. It's a matter of when it happens, right? And what you do with that opportunity. Because, like you said, you can just skip town and be like, deuces. And then a year, 2, 5, you right back with everybody, or they're on the rise watching you come back now.
My deuces.
Right, deuces back to you.
Yeah.
So it's what you do with the opportunity, man. But talking about this real quick, man, I just wanted to bring something up, man. was kind of alarming. You talked about you did the hiring for this podcast. Do you do background checks?
Carlos.
No, I don't. I should have, you know.
You did not do background checks. Okay. So I just want to let you know because I'm trying to. You could be liable.
Is there something we need to know?
Well,
it's something. I did.
According to TruePeopleSearch.com, I just want to bring up a few things. You know this guy is Case Hand. Have you ever heard the name William Baxter?
William Bex? No. Oh, from Evan Almighty or Bruce Almighty?
No.
Baxter.
No.
No, Bruce Baxter is who I'm thinking of. Who the fuck is William?
Oh, I'm going to tell you. This is Bruce Baxter. That's his real name.
I thought it was William Baxter.
No. Let me tell you why he changed his name legally. Does the name Elaine Baxter, age 82, mean anything to you?
Is that grandma?
What about Pamela Johnson, age 69?
No, I don't know those names. No.
Ethel Zuckerwitz, age 94.
Nope, not ringing in
That
there.
man got the history.
8 years ago.
8 years ago, I'd been 13.
That was 8 years ago or 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
A nursing home in Blairsville, Georgia.
Oh fuck, he knows.
Oh boy.
He said he knows.
Says multiple women would get sexually attacked that night. But they never could prove, or
Who was?
it was just a
horny 13-year-old.
Okay, general description.
Just running around nursing homes.
I'm not saying it's him, but I'm just going to give you the description. I'm not even looking at him, so you can't say I'm cheating.
What was the description?
Some nights he did, and some nights he did not have
That's the
a patchy
description.
beard mustache,
At 13 years
strong
of age.
feminine jeans,
Fuck.
really flexible and soft hands, soft-spoken but aggressive when he would pull his pants down. I don't know what that means. I don't even know what that means.
Okay, with that being said, K-San, it's been nice working with you, brother.
Hey man,
You might want to look into it, is what I'm saying. It's worth. I wish I would have bought
He
the
needed
sketch.
another hand. I mean,
is that the revenge you were planning? Just framing me for
Whoa,
trying to say?
whoa. I saw this. I'm going to bring the sketch, or I'll forward you guys a sketch. It's basically, he doesn't have a hat on, but he had a hat on in the sketch. And he looked like Ash, but like the gay Pokemon trainer version.
That's hilarious.
So just do with that information.
Gotta
what you
catch them
will.
all, the old lady.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You keep saying I got to catch them balls. That's
That's
which is weird because they're female.
Yeah.
All right.
the moves were just
Yeah.
All right. Listen, thank you to we got sponsors, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. He reads them really well. He does that part. The ad read.
He's done. True Products, thetrueproducts.com. You could get use promo code Kuttin Loose 1, 10% off.
The allegations will never
Also,
stick.
Champboxer.com. Champboxer.com. Use promo code Kuttin Loose 1. Kuttin Loose with the K. Kuttin Loose 1. You get 25% off. Man, you everything you get, you supporting this podcast, man.
By
For us
God.
to be able to bring this content, this funny content, interesting content to you, man. Okay, make sure you guys go. We up out of here, man.
Hold
hey,
on.
you
Do
got.
we have anything we want to promote?
I do want to
That's what
say
I'm about to do,
congratulations
bro.
on.
I'm about to do this, bro. You
Come on.
think I just started or something, man? God,
Why is it here?
He knows what
Bro.
he's doing.
all right.
You know what you're doing, Jeffrey.
All right. Anything you want to say, brother?
So I got two things. First, yeah, okay.
Let me hear. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Throughout all of July, I'll be having residency at the Alley Stage, Marietta
That is
Square.
great.
Very
Great.
excited. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Second thing, I'm actually going to be promoting one of Carlos's projects. Yeah, this guy. So I asked when he was getting into acting. This one, he's been keeping it low key, but he's actually the brand new Yellow M&M. So we're gonna give it up for him.
So I just want to point something out to your fan base and to you two. He did all of that and at no time try to clear his name from those sexual allegations. So I'm not saying it's him. I just wanted y'all to notice that.
Neither
He rather call me an
confirmed nor
M&M
denied. Yes.
than clear his family name and sexual allegations. He molested those women. Over to you.
I was just gonna say congrats on getting the Roastmaster gig as well.
Oh yeah, June
for
11th
Dave
at the Alley
Patel.
Stage. Me, Marek, and Carlos.
It's gonna be
June
a great
11th
time.
in Atlanta, because you got people watching from different
Alley
places.
Stage.
Alley Stage, yeah. So it's Marietta, but yeah, it's,
Marietta, Georgia, Alley Stage.
if you watch the Tom Brady roast, it's gonna be just like that. Less known comics, less funnier probably. But besides that,
Randy Moss.
no, but seriously, it's gonna be that format. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a night where comics can let loose, not worry about doing 10, 20-minute sets and what the crowd's gonna. You just have fun with your colleagues, blow some steam, man. And we got some names that I can't drop yet, but they're gonna be surprise drop-ins. I'll tell you guys off air. So it's gonna be, a really good night. But Dave Patel's who we're roasting.
Shout
Come
out,
on
Dave.
through. Tickets are only $15, and you're gonna get a load of comics on there, roasting each other for your entertainment. Shout out to Colt Chambers, the owner, Alley Stage 2, for letting us come through and make it happen. So
yes, great.
Gang.
Anything?
That's it for me. We just wrapped up the first comedy night at Eden, so that was a lot of fun.
Success.
Thank you. So comedy night returns June 13th. I'll be on the lookout for more information in the coming weeks. And that's about it. I'm really excited about the roast and everything that we got going on. Cutting Loose Fest coming out of the end of the month.
Yes. Cut me loose. All right,
Let's
listen.
go.
Make sure you like, subscribe, everything to the Kuttin Loose podcast on Instagram. We also Kuttin Loose podcast on YouTube. We also have Kuttin Loose Studios. Kuttin Loose Studios is about, putting up other people's podcasts, skits and things like that. We promoting for the boys. We promoting other people on there. So make sure you guys go to Kuttin Loose Studios on Instagram. We're trying to build that up, and we're trying to get the following, a consistent following. That's why we're going to bring you this consistent content. Okay?
That's it.
Shout out to all the comedians that's watching that hit us up. Say, hey, man, when we going to be a part? Y'all coming, man. We coming.
love y'all.
We coming to get you now. We're not just a comedy podcast, but we are a comedy podcast. We don't just interview comedians, but we just want to get our comedians that opportunity to show who they are and things like that. So that's what we're about. Shout out to Christian Gomez, our super producer.
I always say Gore.
Yeah, I like to say it, but it sounds more Spanish, the Gomez.
Gomez.
Yeah, a.k.a. Mr. President. He Mr. Peter Parker on
That's right, for the
boys podcast. Shout out to For the Boys Hooch and things like that. And shout out to our other producer, super producer, Mr. Frosty.
That's right. Also, Christian is a great videographer / photographer, so make sure y'all hire him for all your videography.
So humble too.
He's very
humble.
Very
and
humble.
make sure you also, we got to plug Mr. Frosty of Ashton Studios.
Shout out Frosty.
Shout out to Frosty. He killing it, doing his thing with the video stuff. He actually filmed Hooch's special. Got that thing looking great, man.
Oh, wow.
It's great looking.
Nice.
So shout out to him also. Will Palomino, shout out to him, our other producer. He doing his thing with the social media. Everything you see on social media, that's Will. Will is killing
Whether
it.
you want to be tagged or not.
Yeah.
He put it on there, man. He doing his thing.
He tagged me in a video where a grandma got ran over.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
See, you telling all.
You like them grandma videos.
Shout out to Chase that always telling on. Like he tell everything. But anyway,
All right.
yeah. Go
It's
to
been
the.
real. Shout out Carlos for showing up. And
Shout out, man.
Yes, can't wait to have you on again.
Great guest,
All right,
man. We up out of here, man. Boom.
love y'all.